Hello everyone, this is RTK working as an Assistant Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science at Kalaignar Karunanidhi Institute of Technology, Coimbatore. Today we are going to discuss about looping statements. In some situations, there is a need to repeat set of instructions in the specified number of times until a particular condition is satisfied. These repetitive operations are done through a loop control structure. The loop is defined as the block of statements which are repeatedly executed for certain number of times. The loop in a program consists of two parts. One is the body of the loop and another one is the control statement. The control statement is used to test the condition and then directs the repeated execution of the statements in the body of the loop. So any looping statement would include the four steps. First one is initialization, second one is condition, third one is executing the body of the loop, fourth one is updating the condition variable. So there are two types of loops are available. First one is entry controlled, second one is exit controlled. Entry controlled, in the entry control loop there are two loops, for loop and while loop. In the exit control there is only one loop, that is do while loop. So let's see the for loop. So the for loop is the another repetitive control structure and it is used to execute a set of instructions repeatedly until the condition becomes the false. Here the assignment and incrementation or decrementation and condition checking is done in a for statement only, whereas other control structures are not offered all these features in one statement. For loop has three parts. First one is initialization counter, second one is test condition, third one is increment and decrement counter, that is also called as a update statements. So once the process is start, it goes for the initialization. After the initialization, the condition is checked. If the condition is true, it will execute the code inside the loop. If the condition is false, it will stop the process. Once the code inside the loops are executed after checking the condition, it will go for update counter. After that again it will check the condition. If the condition is false, it will stop the process. If condition is true, the code will be executed. Likewise, it do all the process. So here is the example program for printing the numbers 1 to 10 by using the for loop. Here we declare the variable I. So for I, we give the initial value as 1. The condition is I less than or equal to 11. Here the increment operator is used. So 1 is less than 11. So it will execute the inside the loop. 1 will be printed. After that, I value 1 is incremented by 1. So I becomes 2. I less than 11 will be also true. Likewise, it will run the process until the condition becomes the false. Once the condition becomes the false, it will terminate the process. Next one is while loop. So it is a repetitive control structure. It is used to execute the statements within the body until the condition becomes the false. The while loop is an entry controlled loop, which means the condition is evaluated first. If it is true, then the body of the loop is executed. After executing the body of the loop, the condition is once again evaluated. If it is true, the body is executed once again, and the process of repetitive execution of the body of the loop continues until the condition finally becomes the false. So first test expression will be evaluated. If it is true, while loop body will be executed. If it is false, it will be terminate the process. Here is the example to print the numbers from 1 to 5 by using the while loop. So here I value is declared as the 1. 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. The 1 is printed. After that 1 will be incremented by 1. So I value becomes 2. 2 less than 5 is true. So 2 will be printed. Likewise, it will check the condition until I value becomes 6. If the I value is 6, the condition will be false, so it will terminate the process. Next one is do while loop. The while loop makes a test condition before the loop is executed. Therefore, the body of the loop may not be executed at all. If the condition is not satisfied at the first attempt, in some situations it may be necessary to execute the body of the loop before the test condition is performed. In such a situation, do while is useful. It is also a repetitive control structure and execute the body of the loop once if respective of the condition. Then it checks the condition and continues the execution until the condition becomes the false. So first it will be executed the code inside the body of the loop. If the condition is true, again it goes for the inside the body. If the condition is false, it will be terminate the process. Here is the example program for do while loop. Here we declare the variable j equal to 0, and inside the do while loop, first j value will be printed. After that j value is incremented by 1, so j value becomes the 1. So 1 less than or equal to 3 is true. So again it goes to inside the loop. J likewise it will be processed until the j value becomes 4. Once the j value becomes 4 means it will become the false. That is condition become the false. So it terminates the process. So we have seen the while loop and do while loop. So what is the difference between while loop and the do while loop? So first one is while loop is a top tested loop. Do while loop is a bottom tested loop. So in the while loop, the condition is first tested. After that the body of the loop will be executed. In the do while loop, it executes the body once. At least once the do while loop executes the loop. After it checks the condition. If it is true, the body is executed, otherwise it will be terminated. So loop will not be executed if the condition is false. Loop is executed at least once even though the condition is false. So these are the 3 points or the difference between the while loop and do while loop. So hope you all are understand the concept of looping statements. Thank you all.